Hey, gang. Okay, so you feel super uncomfortable in your own skin and you just feel insecure and you're wondering if it will ever end. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to walk you through how to heal these insecurities so that you can start to build self esteem so you can ultimately feel comfortable in your skin again. Look, I know you want to heal your trauma, so drop me a line below and I will send you my book, Rebel Rising, where it has my number one most effective healing tool I use with all my clients to heal past trauma. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Contessa Akin. I'm the best emotional well-being coach out there is. I've coached close to 1,000 women over the last 15 years how to heal their trauma, calm their nervous system, and empower them to rise up against the odds being their past. And in every video you get from me, you get at least one actionable item you can do today so that you can take back what was taken from you, your peace, safety, and trust. All right, in this video, let's walk through how to heal these insecurities so that you can build self-esteem. But let's start off by talking about how how you even got here. Right. So you struggle to feel secure with yourself, you struggle to feel confident, you struggle to feel like you're worthy and capable, right? And so many things can cause this. And we know as independent women, we've been through hard times, we've had trauma. That is a big one. But oftentimes, what we forget is that there are other little messages that throughout our lives we get that also kind of contribute to this. So it's not just past trauma, but thinking about like when you see an ad on TV, for crying out loud, like that does not always convey the normal standard that actually exists out there. It's kind of like this sliver over here that we appeal to be, but it's just not reality. So, like, oftentimes body issues come up because of that, and that makes us feel insecure. And we're getting these messages from everywhere: billboards, Facebook, TV, on our phones, like, magazine, books, like it's everywhere. Freaking anime, okay? Like cartoons now these days. All right, I can totally get on the soapbox about that, but this also helps to then like have this standard that the industry has created for women, especially in their beauty and what is considered beautiful. And so we feel insecure because we don't always measure up or even match next to that, right? Independent who Independent women who've been through trauma also feel this lack of support around them because we're so independent and we like to like do everything ourselves. We often discount support or push it away, or like they don't even get close enough to us because we're so prickly that we have this lack of support around us, and that can make us feel insecure and isolated and alone, right? So let's talk about some things that you can do to start to rebuild your self-esteem so you can feel comfortable in your own skin. One of my favorite things to do is to practice this mindfulness. Look, I know there's a lot of crap out there around mindfulness, but let me tell you the truth about mindfulness. Mindfulness is just being able to witness what is happening up here and start to be in charge of what is happening up here. I don't even qualify this down to just survivors of trauma. We're just going to say the population as a whole play victim to what's happening in their brain. Look, you have like 60,000 thoughts a day, and you oftentimes are unintentionally just going through your day and thinking things that you are blaming that you have no control over. And let's face something here, right? You don't have control over what's coming up, but you do have control over what it is that you will entertain. So, for example, I can think, oh, I'm feeling crummy. I'm feeling not good enough. I'm just feeling uncomfortable. I just want to go hide out. Like these are all thoughts. They are just what, four or five out of the 60,000 that are up here, right? Another on the other side of this, I also have thoughts like, I'm so capable, I can do this. All I needed to do is take the first step. I am totally valuable. I am worthy. Again, five or six out of the 60,000. Mindfulness is just about having the ability to watch your own brain and start to take charge, and so you have the choice what it is I'm going to pick and choose to believe, right? And buy into which one do I want to use today, right? I can feel bad. I've often done that. There wasn't just a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I'm just feeling not good enough today and I'm not going to change it. I'm aware of it. I see it. But you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to just connect with it and just sit with it and just be with it. There was no need to change it and have to be positive, right? So it's mindfulness. It's just the ability to watch what's happening in your mind so that you can take charge of it so you can be in control, so you're not the victim to what's happening up there. You get to pick and choose. The second way you can start to build self-esteem and feel comfortable in your own skin is to practice self-compassion. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite one. I've got a couple of meditations that I've created around this one. I love me some self-compassion because look, here's the deal. You have a painful past, and oftentimes that painful past created some ways to deal with life, ways to engage, right? There's coping skills, and they were necessary at the time that the trauma was happening. They're just not necessary anymore. And so you can practice compassion that you've held on to that, or that just recognizing that they served a purpose and got you here, right? You can have compassion for when you're not feeling good, like I chose to feel not good enough. I had compassion for myself, right? Compassion is nothing more than just allowing an understanding of the experience to come through. That's it. We're not trying to change it or fight it. It's just an allowance of the experience of itself. And that's my definition, right? You can come up with your own definition of compassion and do what works for you. But self-compassion is just allowing your experience, right? Sometimes like last night, literally, I woke up, it was probably 3 a.m. and I never went back to sleep. And I just practiced self-compassion that my nervous system was in a state of chaos at 3 a.m. for whatever reason. I don't know if I had a dream or what. I just know I woke up and my nervous system was like activated, and I just practiced compassion and I didn't need to fight it, just allowing it, just recognizing when it was rising and when it was falling. And there was just so much compassion for just the experience in and of itself. Practice self-compassion. Allow yourself to have the experience. Not everything is going to be lollipops and gumdrops. Sometimes they're going to be rain and clouds. Okay. So just practice compassion for both of those experiences, and you can hold space. This actually is a great way to build resilience because you build your capacity to feel from one extreme to the other extreme, whatever that looks like for you. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is having face-to-face conversations with people who have your back. And look, if you're like one of those people, you're like, I'm so independent, I don't even have any one of those. That was me at one time. Then have a face-to-face conversation with yourself. Yep, that's a true story. Get a mirror. One of the best ways to see what's happening is put a mirror in front of you and look directly into your eyes and just have a face-to-face conversation. You will have all kinds of feelings come up. This is where you can practice compassion and the mindfulness. Just watch your brain and watch your experience and just allow it to be. But have that conversation about having your own back. And if you can have this conversation with somebody else, then have the conversation. It's just about having a meaningful conversation with somebody who has your back, that you feel safe with, that you can trust, that it creates this like your nervous system needs connection, whether that's with you or with somebody else or both. It just needs this connection because it integrates your experience. So have a face-to-face conversation, whether that's you looking at yourself directly in the eye or calling up a trusted person that you feel safe with. Just have a meaningful conversation. I'm not telling you what to say or what kind of conversation to have. It just needs to be meaningful, have depth to it, just nothing on the surface, right? Connect with them, connect with yourself. All right, have fun with those things, build your self-esteem, and start to feel comfortable in your own skin. And I know you would love to heal your traumas, so drop me a line below, and I will send you my book, Rebel Rising. It has the #1 most effective healing tool I use with all my clients so that they can heal past trauma. Until next time.